Hi guys, this is Sarah with Quantum Healing with the Angels, and I have a new episode for you today. The only things that I wanted to explain about this particular channeling session, there's a part in here where I mention things that I used to look at when I was first awakening. Lately, I've taken a look at those things and I've kind of been like, why did I believe that? It's not that it was a bad thing for me at that time, because I was still learning how to use discernment. And I guess that's the thing that I'm talking about, is discernment, because the angels have talked to us so many times about not believing everything you see or read, or if you happen to see something on TikTok, or if you see it on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube or anywhere, maybe it's in the news. You have to consider what sells. And like they say, unfortunately, especially for us sometimes, because we try to not send out too much, scary information. Unfortunately, the scary stuff is what sells. So that's one thing that I wanted to bring up, that's why I said that. And then the other thing is, now that I've seen someone channel, I look at other channelers to see if they really are channeling. I don't just assume that because they're on YouTube or because they have a following that they are legit. I look more at what is the message and what information are they really giving out, and is it really information, or are they just using, like the angels say, big words or elaborate words to make people think that they know more than them, because people tend to get pulled in by things like that. And so I'm not saying that we are the only ones who get information that's legitimate, not at all. I'm just saying that some of the people I looked at, I don't think they are legitimate now. But I also do know people who are, I believe, legitimate. And there are no names mentioned here in regards to that. There's no names mentioned of who I'm talking about. And this is just my opinion. You have your own free will and your own discernment to decide who you think is legitimate, and that's the good thing, is that we all have that. The only thing I would say is just to make sure that you use that, especially right now when so much information is going around. Maybe take a look at the information and look at the source, and like they say, is it a legitimate source? Is it terribly biased? Maybe look at the opposite of what you're reading and see what you think about that. Or just keep an open mind. I think that's the main thing, is keeping an open mind has really served me much more than I ever thought it would. That's how I learn. We are having another channeling Q&A session with the angels on Sunday. It's at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. These go for 2 hours, and you can come to these sessions and ask pretty much anything you want. We usually have just a few people, and it works out that way because that way people have enough time to ask multiple questions and things like that. So if you have questions about your life, questions about what's going on right now, or the earth, or just anything really, come to one of our classes. We have a lot of repeat people coming to these classes because, like the angels say, when you're in these classes, it's like you're out of the matrix for a couple of hours. It's like we all shift into a different sort of place while they're there. And they've said you're not in the matrix while we're talking to you. So it just feels really good. It's almost like respite from the world, or like a relief, like, oh, and it can kind of boost you too for, the next few days. So if you haven't checked those out, definitely check them out. We love it when new people come, and there's a lot of information in those classes that doesn't make it to the podcast because it is more like inside information that they've said that we should keep to a smaller group. So I will put that information about how to purchase access to the class in the show notes for you. This class is $25, so it's actually less than it was last time, and we're only doing them once a month, so just know that this is the last one we'll have until later in November. And then that's basically it. That's pretty much all I have. So we're going to go ahead and get going with episode 36 of Quantum Healing with the Angels.
I am here. We can... Yes. Yes. I understand. Okay. Hello.
Who's speaking today? Who's here?
It is Uriel.
Hi. It's nice to have you come in today.
What can we do for you?
May I ask you some questions today to share with others on the podcast?
Yes, you may.
What is it you were talking about before you come in with other people, other beings?
We were discussing who was wanting to speak today, and we've decided I was the best one.
That's very interesting. Okay, I will get started. Question today about cord cutting. Are cords, I've heard them described as, say, etheric strands of energy. Is that accurate or close to accurate? Like, are they real strands of energy that the people have created?
Yes, they are parts of energy. Some of the energy is negative, some is positive. You don't have to cut the positive cords if you don't want. The negative cords are cords of negative energy, which mostly needs to be cut from people that always like to latch on to negative things.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the people that needs to cut the cords. Some people are good at just not letting anything bother them.
Mm-hmm.
And they really forget about anything negative, so they have no cords. And then some cords are cords from other beings that usually latch on to some people sometimes. And that is a different kind of cord. That is more of a spiritual cord. It is not a negative energy cord, it's a spiritual cord. And you can cut those as well also if you do not want them to be around you. So there are different kinds of cords. There are good cords, negative cords, spirit cords. And you can cut them all if you want. And some people don't have any cords at all because they don't let nothing faze them at all. It's almost like they're not even there. There's no negative energy. They pretty much live in the present all the time. Therefore, no one or anything or any energy can touch them.
Is that one of the reasons why sometimes people they want to move forward, but they feel connected to something in their past that they just can't seem to break away from?
Yes, that is exactly what it is. Anytime you latch onto anything or keep something close to you that is not needed, something that happens in your past, it happened in your past, it has nothing to do with you now. Some people just drag things along in their path, and unfortunately they use it as a crutch. They don't realize that they're using it as a crutch for people to feel sorry for them. You do not need someone to feel sorry for you for them to care about you. They can care about you naturally. You cannot have something negative latch onto your life and you keep using it as an excuse for you to feel sorry for yourself or other people to feel sorry for you. You have to let those things go. They do not serve you at all in the present. You do not need them.
Yes. And feeling compassion for someone. Well, you don't want to feel sorry for them because then you're commiserating with that sadness. And you're not helping it. It's not helping them to be sad for them, for something that happened.
Yes, when someone gives you information on that, it is best to tell them. It's easier to tell them not to let those things bother them, but usually they don't listen to that.
Right.
And you can only do so much for people when it comes to that. And when they latch onto something like that, it is literally up to them to let it go. There is almost nothing you can do to get those people to forget about those things. You can only tell them those things were in the past and you should let those things go. And that is a basic thing to say to someone because that is what they're supposed to do. But they never do that. They never do that. Because they don't think it's that easy. And it really is that easy to let things go that happened to you in the past. Because it is in your past. It has nothing to do with you now. So when you tell people those things and say you should let those go, they do not hear that most of the time. Because they got so used to using those things as a crutch for people to feel sorry for them. Therefore, you are wasting your time. And there is no need to try to help anyone that do not want to listen, because once they latch on to those negative things, they have to get rid of those negative things on their own. Mainly by learning on their own that they're wasting their time worrying about those things. Some people do snap out of it. And they get angry at themselves because they hung on to it for so long that they could have let it go a long time ago. And they usually find out later in life, unfortunately, sometimes. And they waste most of their lives letting those things drag them down. So that is also part of the free will thing we speak about.
Yeah, okay. So when we're doing healing with someone, we can cut those. Do we need to find the source of the problem, or just ask you to cut the cords for us?
There is no need to find the source of anything that is negative. It is easier just to cut it off. Because you don't need to know what the source is.
Okay.
There is no point. The only point is you need to let it go, whatever it is. The source doesn't matter. Usually the source is usually the negative energies, and sometimes the negative reptilians are the source because they see it and they latch onto it and they cause you to have pain and just run your life ragged, pretty much. So pretty much that is the source. You already know what the source is.
Yeah.
You just need to cut it off.
So I guess one thing that I've had done with me before is I've had cords cut, but then we also put like a barrier between the past and now. Maybe that's a way people could think of, this is a new start, a new life
Yes.
for you. And then that would cover everything in their past.
Yes, it is a really good idea to give them a barrier. When you say the cords are cut and you tell them they have a barrier where the cords will no longer be affecting their lives, the barrier is for them to forget. That is the barrier. They have to forget. They should not even remember that anymore because it doesn't do them any good. So therefore, they should just forget about it. It is no longer in their lives.
So we could say, let's make a barrier. It's a forgetting barrier. And you will forget the things in the past that have harmed you. And of course it will be up to them to accept that, but still that gives them some visual idea of what to do.
Yes.
Okay, that's cool.
That is the correct way.
All right, good. Oh, the light language. I've noticed a couple times that when I do it, it feels like I'm building some kind of a bridge or a connection. And I was wondering if you could tell me what's happening when I do that.
When you do the light language, you're connecting. I guess you can call it a bridge. You're connecting a bridge for here, between you from here.
Yeah.
On Earth and the light, where we are, you are creating a bridge where they can see here in the light. They start to picture things, and they see a lot of things that is here in the light. It is like a bridge from here into light. When you do light language and you're healing somebody, is also creating a bridge to the light.
That's cool.
Therefore, you can heal them. And if they feel it, then they know they are connected to that bridge, and they can go back and forth between here and the light, and they start feeling things, and that's how you start healing yourself, because the light heals. The language heals, and the light heals. It's pretty much an easy connection when you do light language.
Yeah.
That's why it says that's pretty much all it is to light language. There's nothing more to it.
I heard a description about light language that it was like telepathic verbal language, frequencies, soul expressions, and channelings, or verbalized sounds or concepts from the higher densities. Is any of that correct?
Yes, you can call it that.
Mm-hmm.
Most of those things you described is what it is. But like I told you, the humans like to make everything sound so extravagant. It's not. It is that, but it's not. It's literally just light language does do all of those things. But like we say, you humans like to make things so extravagant, and they might as well throw rainbows in there while they're at it. So
sure.
But that was fairly, correct. And if you want to make it sound like a hard, extravagant thing, but it's not that. It's literally just light language is a language of love and healing, and it's basically that simple. But if you want to throw more things and make it sound more extravagant, then that's just fine.
Okay. And then the Pleiadians, will their energy have any effect on us? Their
Yes.
Vibration?
Their presence here in general will change your planet, because most people on your planet don't even believe in other beings on other planets. Once their presence here is known and you see them, your whole planet will change, because everybody's minds will change. They will have to forget everything they were taught on your planet, because you were lied to. Your whole planet will change in an instant once they see them, because they realize that they have been lied to about other beings. Because there are a lot of people on your planet that don't even believe in other beings still. They really think they're the only ones in the universe.
The Pleiadians, do they know who they will be talking to initially?
Yes.
Okay.
They already know who they're going to be talking to, and then the information will spread, and they will tell them who to contact, which you will be some of the ones they will contact. And they will know where you are, and they will tell them where you are. And you will get contacted from your government and other beings to speak.
Now, some ET, well, for example, Bashar, the one we call Bashar, has said that I don't know if he means his vibration or his frequency, but he's said that if he came close to us, we would almost like pass out or be overtaken by his energy. Is there any truth to that? And would the Pleiadians have that effect on us?
Pleadian beings will have kind of that effect, but not really. They'll have more of a, what you call a revelation effect. When it would almost be when they appear, your matrix will pretty much be shattered when they appear.
Well, that's what I was thinking.
Because everyone's minds will change.
Yeah.
The matrix has you trapped. That's why a lot of people don't believe in other beings, because the matrix just have you trapped in a bubble, basically. Once the Pleiadians show up, once people see other beings, the matrix is automatically shattered. See, the matrix is actually It's not spiritual. The Matrix is basically a bubble to keep your ideas trapped. Like, once the Pleiadians show up and they speak with world leaders and everyone on the planet sees them at the same time, everybody's ideas their minds will change. And the Matrix will literally almost break down because of that.
Because our thoughts will override it.
Yes. See, right now, your thoughts are keeping you trapped in the Matrix.
I get it.
So your thoughts are the Matrix.
So the Matrix is a reinforcement for us to keep our thoughts keeping us in the Matrix, yes?
Yes, the Matrix is also your thoughts.
Right.
And unfortunately, most of your thoughts are thoughts that keeps you trapped. Right. Because a lot of people don't believe even outer space is real. They're literally like keeping themselves trapped in a bubble. That is why you can't progress, because most people on your planet have to believe in other beings and the universe.
Yeah. So that will break through a lot of the Matrix.
Yes. Once all of your consciousness is changed, the Matrix will break down.
When they come, how will we know about that? Will it be on TV?
Well, yes, it will be on your television. Okay. Because that's how everyone will know about it. Everyone, and they will not be able to stop it.
Okay.
Because everyone has what you call a phone that they can watch. Mm-hmm. There are too many ways that you can watch things not to see it. Mm-hmm. And they will not be able to hide it because they will be everywhere. And there are a lot of countries that actually show things like that. Your country and the country of other countries are only countries that try to ignore things like that. But once they show themselves to a lot of places at once, all at the same time, they will not be able to hide it. Okay. Plus, you will be able to see them in the air.
Yeah.
So there's no way you're going to be able to hide them anyway, because everyone's going to see it. And the Pleadian ships are humongous. Like, there's no way you'd be able to hide them.
Like city?
Like miles long ships. Yeah, like basically sizes of your states. Like, they're that big.
Yeah.
Like, they're like state size. So there's no way they're going to be able to hide them, because they'll be seen everywhere.
Okay. I don't know if you can tell me this or not about the fake alien invasion. If that will go on for very long before they come in and put a stop to it.
It will not last that long. It'll be fairly short.
Okay. Someone put something on the internet about it, and it just was so... I mean, I'm sure it will be scary for people, but they said they will have giant deities and things like that. And I had that question in my mind before, if they would ever use a deity to try to say, oh, this is Jesus who's come back. And
no, they will not do that.
They probably don't.
The reason why they won't do that is because they know that your religion is not real. So when everybody kept saying Jesus is coming back, that is one thing they would not do. Because they wouldn't know what else to do to elaborate on it.
That's true.
Because if they show that character in the sky, then what? They wouldn't know what else to do.
What would he say?
What, is he just going to go away again? He's going to have to do something.
Right.
And they don't have that big of an imagination. It's easier just to bring in fake aliens, and you can do all kinds of things with that. They know that your religion is not real, so they would not do that. Because he would have to do something. He would have to heal everyone, and they do not want to do that.
Yeah.
So they're like, no, we're not going to do that.
So they're staying, you said. They're staying on the planet. I don't know how to ask this. Can you have a half Pleiadian, say half human child? Or does it not work that way? Like, could we ever intermix species? Would they not?
It wouldn't be possible.
Not possible. Okay.
Humans would not be able to do that. They're two totally different. They would not be able to do that.
Okay. Their bodies work different.
Even though they would look like you, it would not be possible.
Okay. There's a lady on YouTube who says that she is talking to the Taigetans all the time through, I guess, like emails. But she doesn't show the emails. She doesn't show them talking. Did she just make that up to have a big following?
Yes.
Okay.
There are such beings that you call Taigetans, but
Yeah.
she is not speaking to them.
Some of the information did not sound right. Some of it did sound right. I think when people fool us, they use truth mixed in with lies.
There are some people on your planet that have contacted with him,
Mm-hmm.
but some of them are not saying anything because they don't want to sound crazy. But anyone that comes out saying they haven't spoken to them and they give you information that doesn't sound right, it's probably not true.
Okay. How many of us will talk to them at first? Do you know? Can you tell me that?
There are actually thousands of people on your planet that are in the same level as you. It's not. There's not hundreds of thousands, but there are thousands. Like closer to around like 30,000, which is a little bit of people on your planet compared to how many people on your planet. So there's not that many.
I guess that's not that many compared to everyone.
No, there is not many at all. But it is enough though.
Yeah.
To help the whole planet, because especially if you get scattered around in different spots, if you want to help that way,
right?
That is plenty.
And then how many Pleiadians will come, or can you tell me that?
At first, there won't be that many. There are probably like over 100,000, but their whole race won't come to the planet. It's only just enough to let you know that they exist. Mm-hmm. So they won't all come to your planet because they don't need to. It'll just be a certain amount to let you know that they are there.
But they'll go to different places.
Yes.
Okay, that's cool.
Some will stay on your planet. It won't be that many that stay on your planet. It'll only be a handful.
Oh.
And then the rest will just leave and do what they always do. They'll just let the ones they leave behind take over, because the Galactic Federation will step in once they start talking to the people on your planet. And then just to get you up to speed and, get all your people calmed down so they realize they're not alone. And then slowly the people of planet Earth will be part of the Galactic Federation. But that would happen later once you get all the things you need to travel for deep space travel. So they will set you up where you can travel to other places, because you have to meet other beings as well to be part of the Galactic Federation.
I wondered if they would come here, or how that would happen. Yeah,
the Galactic Federation, you will talk to them, and then they will train you into being able to travel across the universe. Therefore, you will be able to travel. You'll be part of the Galactic Federation because all the people on your planet know you're not alone anymore. And it'll be normal to travel to other planets.
Okay.
That's when you'll be part of the Galactic Federation, which will be further in the future. But even that will be part of what we call the Flash. Even if the Flash comes, that will still be part of the equation. Your planet will be better, and you will be able to travel to other planets. Your planet will be a higher planet, but you will still be able to be part of that Galactic Federation and travel to other planets as well too.
Okay.
So all of those things are linked together.
When they come, is everyone just gonna stop working? Because I imagine people will just be like, holy crap.
That is when it's going to be really tricky, because once they come, that's when they're going to have to work really fast how they're going to do things, because at first people will still go to work, but they won't be able to concentrate.
Right.
But a lot of things are going to get really sketchy, because that is when they're going to have to really work fast. And that's what the other beings are for. They got to work. Okay, nobody wants to do anything anymore because you guys are here.
Right. That's what I imagine.
They're going to have to restructure a lot of things.
Okay.
Because a lot of people are not really want to give up, but they're going to be like, why am I even going to work?
Right.
Because when they get here, they won't cause any trouble. They'll just be here. It'll be up to the people on your planet to decide what they want to do after that. So the governments are going to have to really figure out. That's when everything is going to change. That's when disclosure will come out, and they're really about to change. That's when they're going to start giving you things what they should have gave you a long time ago. Like we said, like free energy.
Oh, okay.
That will change everyone's minds. Like free energy, they'll say, okay, we actually did have all of these automobiles that you can drive without having to use gasoline. Gasoline will not exist anymore. They will have to change a lot of things to calm people down, and they will structure it. They'll keep it structured where everything will still seem normal, but everything will be different. It's okay, if you keep going to work, you don't have to pay what you call an electricity bill anymore. You don't have to pay. They'll even get to the point where you don't even have to pay rent anymore. They will have to change a lot of things where people will pretty much get everything for free. That's the only thing that will calm everyone down. Then everyone will start thinking like, oh, wow. Then people will have to figure out what they're going to, because people have been struggling so long. Then people have to figure out how to keep people normal without struggle.
Yes.
They was like, okay, oh man, we got to change everything. They have a big thing. Okay, from now on, nobody has to pay electric bill. Nobody has to. If you still go to work, you don't have to worry about paying a mortgage or a rent or everybody. Wait a minute. So this house is mine? Like, yes, it's yours. Everybody be happy. It's like, well, then people have to find something to do, because people are so used to struggling and working to do things. If there's like, well, if I get all stuff for free, why am I going to work? So then they have to figure out some kind of incentive for them to go to work when they already got getting stuff for free anyway.
Right.
It is going to be a very tall task.
Gosh.
And we know how it's going to work. But Source is telling me I can't tell you how it's going to work, because if I tell you now how everything is going to be, it'll make you more stressed out now because you're going to want it now.
Oh, yeah.
And it'll make you unhappy because you don't have it now.
Yeah.
Therefore, I can't tell you, but it is going to be very good for you.
That's good. Even that is good to hear.
Yes.
Oh, well, I would imagine if they came, one of the first things people will think about is, do they have advanced so-called medicine? Can they heal me? Like, people are going to think that.
And they will have that.
Yeah.
And that is another reason why your governments are going to have to, because they're going to have everything everyone needs that they won't need from your governments anymore.
Right. So we can ask them.
So even your government they're not even going to know what to do anymore, because they're so used to keeping you down and making you do certain things. When they come, even the government's not going to know what to do anymore, because they're like, well,
because we'll be going to them, asking them questions, not the government.
Yes.
Yeah, I can see that.
But they will not try to take over your governments, but they're going to be teaching your governments other ways to do things.
Oh.
So to keep everyone happy. But I can tell you that is when you won't have what you call presidents anymore.
Yeah.
No one will have leaders anymore. It'll be just almost like a free enterprise kind of thing. Everyone will be taking care of themselves.
Yeah.
And it will be easy for them to do it because your crime rates will go down.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that won't change is some people with mental illnesses, really bad mental illnesses, won't know what's going on because they'll be the same.
They won't.
So if you
heal that,
right,
okay,
they will be able to heal that later.
Okay.
But at first, that if there is any crime, it'll be because someone is not right in their heads and they might kill somebody. It won't be because someone is getting robbed with someone. Yeah. It won't be killings with people that has their mental. This just want to kill people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It'll be people that has little mental problems or something. Okay. But the crime rates will be way down because everyone will be happy.
Will that open up our abilities? I know I think I've asked this before, but like say telepathy, for example, will we have more things like that, or clairvoyance, or
yes,
just developing because our minds are opened?
Yes, your minds will be freer.
Yeah. Because
everyone will be happy and everyone will be listening to things more too, because everyone won't be so angry.
Yeah, or stressed.
Everyone will be happy. Yeah. And their minds will be freer because they're not worrying about what you call bills. They won't be worrying about how they're going to get this or how they're going to get that. Right. Everyone's going to be so happy. It's going to be like one giant party. It's just...
yeah.
Everyone will be talking to each other. Everyone will be so afraid of their neighbors. Everyone would... So a lot of people don't talk to their neighbors. They just don't want to know anyone. Uh-huh. Everyone will be talking to each other. Everyone will be almost be like friends.
That's amazing.
Because finally everyone will be able to trust everyone because everyone is pretty much on the same level. Mm-hmm. No one will be struggling. So, and even those things will start making people feel better. Mm. Some people might end up healing themselves because they didn't realize that all their negative energy was making them sick.
Oh, yeah.
Because they were so depressed and worried about things. But they won't realize when they're not worried about anything anymore, their health gets way better.
Well, between that and then what you said they would put in our water, right, to heal us, then we would be feeling pretty good.
Yes.
And then that's going to raise vibration.
Yes.
Just from that, too. And then I suppose if we do anything, it'll be because we want to, not because we have to, right?
Right.
So if we want to learn, I don't know. I don't really know what light workers would be doing then. Maybe would people want to learn more about connecting with the light and things like that? Or?
Oh, yes, that would be part of everyone's lives because a lot of people don't even know about those things.
Okay.
And the people that know about those things, like you'll be able to teach everyone those things, and it'll be...
So they won't think we're crazy anymore. That's really good.
Yes, people will be more... No one will be closed-minded anymore once that happens.
Wow, that is just...
Pretty much people believe in almost everything then.
Anything.
Because everyone will trust everyone, and no one will need to lie. Yeah. Like they're doing now when they say they're talking to someone when they're really not. And
oh, yeah. I wondered what would happen to that. The people that are kind of making those things up would just fall by the wayside because there's too much other stuff to focus on.
Right. Those won't exist anymore because even the people that's making it up, don't believe in it. They're just doing it to get money or currency, whatever.
That's crazy.
Even they will be shocked because, wait a minute, that stuff is real?
That's crazy.
So they will be surprised And then they will want to know about it for real. And then they would really want to learn about it for real, and they will learn it from people like you.
I can't imagine going to all that trouble to do that, to fool people. But I guess money, right? For money.
Yes.
Amazing.
Money and what you call fame.
Oh, yeah, that too, yeah. There are a lot of people that I used to read their stuff, you know, and I've looked back at them lately to see what I used to read, and I just think, did I really believe that? Because they're really not saying much. They're just saying dear ones and then some vague things and words that don't really make sense. Like, you are the light, you are the truth. There's nothing being said that's specific, like when we talk to you.
Yes, we give you, if you're really talking to us, we give you straight answers that you can understand.
Yeah.
We do not speak in riddles. We do not speak in ways that you do not understand what we're saying.
And as you said, it is like we are out of the matrix for that time that we talk to you.
Yes.
And
that is because you are out of the matrix when you're there. The matrix isn't even existing right now because you are here in the light with us. That is why you don't hear anything while you are doing these kinds of sessions talking to us, because you are not on earth. You are here in the light while we give you answers.
I feel a part of me leave my body, and I've assumed that that's just something we can do. Like a part of us can leave and astral travel to the light.
Yes, it is. That is part of it. Okay. We love giving information. We know that you're in the matrix. We know, even speaking to you now, we know and we realize that some people are not going to believe it because there are a lot of what you call fake people out there. So we could be telling you everything that you need to know right now, but a lot of people are not going to believe it because they still think a lot of things are not real. They think people are lying. They do not believe that I am speaking through this being. They think this being that I am speaking through is making it up, because that is the way you were brought up. You're not to believe it, to believe in everything. But unfortunately, a lot of people on your planet believe in the scarier things than information that is needed to be heard.
And I can always feel when you're here, but I guess some people cannot feel that.
Yes, the people that are really what you call skeptics, they have been lied to most of their lives. So of course they're not going to believe it. They have to see things to believe it, which we understand. You actually have to see something happen. If we say something is going to happen and it happens, then they will believe it. But until then, they're not going to believe it.
Yes. How's Travis doing?
He is fine.
Okay. Let me see what else I have left. So right now, this coughing thing that we're doing, you said this, is that happening to a lot of people? The like purging to get ready for things that are coming?
Yes, and there's also some little particles that they have put in your air that got into your lungs that it is almost out now. Your purging is almost done.
Okay.
This being, his is almost done, starting today.
Oh, that's good.
And yours as well, a couple more days. And
okay.
You won't cough anymore.
And it's happening to lots of people, just to get
yes.
ready. Why do we have to get ready so that we are in a better state to do the things that we need to do?
Yes.
Okay. Will it happen pretty fast after the upcoming events in November? Or can you even tell me that?
That will happen. That would happen a little quicker after. Things will start to speed up even faster.
Wow.
After that.
Can't imagine. So 2025 is going to be a big year.
Yes, the 2025 is a year where things starts to change a little bit at a time to get ready for the other beings and disclosure, and it will gain more traction. Everything will start to change really fast.
And it will happen that year? Or will it just be some initial things that we see?
Source says the coming years, he says not to say exactly what year, but it's the coming years, which pretty much it's 25 or 26.
Yeah, that's what I felt. Well, I know there may be things that come before that.
Some things, yes, but
okay.
Next year is when everyone's going to start seeing things changing.
Yeah, okay. And then there's something, I just wanted to make sure. I believe that you've said there is no way to do negative light language or see somebody curse somebody with light language, right?
Yes, that does not exist.
Yeah. Okay.
Someone could try to make something up.
Mm-hmm.
Like someone could literally say light language in an angry way.
Mm-hmm.
If they want to be really, if they really want to cause trouble, they can literally make up something and say, okay, they can call it negative light language, and unfortunately a lot of people on your planet will believe it. So he can create. The thing about it is when you say light language and you try to sound angry when you say it and turn it into a negative and you call it negative, you can't call it negative light language anyway, because light is good. And negative and light is just don't mix. So you can't call it negative light language. It's not even light. Now, if you say negative dark language, then yeah, maybe you can call it that. Yeah. But there is no such thing as it. But someone can literally make that up, and people on your planet will believe it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
They can call it negative dark language, and unfortunately people will believe it, and they created something, but it really won't have any power like language. Mm-hmm. The only thing it could do is make people think about negative stuff. So that's like a little teeny bit of power, but that's only because people are thinking it. But like language is a natural language. People don't have to think about anything when you do light language. They just feel it. But if someone made something about negative dark language, that's pretty much just scaring people, and that's creating more negative energy. But it's not the same.
Okay.
It's just not the same.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Does he need to come out now?
Yes, it is about time.
Okay. In my dreams, I am writing down questions, and I don't know why I'm doing that. I'm writing down, I think they're questions, or writing down things of the day, or why am I always writing? Is there a purpose? Or is it a habit?
Source says there is a purpose, but you will figure it out. He's not going to tell you.
Okay. It's something.
It is something important, and you will figure it out.
Okay. So is it like part of a gift?
Yes.
Okay.
Usually when things like that happen, we cannot tell you.
That's okay.
We pretty much, as you say, taking the training wheels off. We are not going to tell you everything. You have to learn it on your own.
Yeah. It is really neat, though. I don't mind learning it on my own.
Yes, you will figure it out, though.
Okay. Thank you. All right, that is great for today. Thank you so much. We can bring him back, and I guess we'll talk to you on Sunday. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to Quantum Healing with the Angels. This podcast is sponsored by Webb Quantum Healing. Contact us today for your free consultation and mention this ad for 10% off your BQH or Soul to Soul Quantum Healing Hypnosis session.